Welcome back, everyone. We're wrapping up the basketball season, but before we talk about the week in the Bayside, there's an exciting basketball tournament to talk about.
That's right, Devin. The Ballers Classic will feature dozens of the best players from around Delmarva, the best from Maryland and the best from Delaware competing. Yep. And here's this week's Insider interview with event coordinator Robert West.
So the purpose of the Ballers Classic is to create opportunities, truthfully, to all of our youth and young adults who are participating in the event. For the most part, when we started it, we said, hey, listen, let's just do something somebody's never done, an event that nobody ever done before. And now it's progressed to, okay, we got to put systems in place. We got to start some mentorships, programs, and things like that while we have the kids presently in front of us. This is our third year, and we're expanding. We decided to take and add 3 more games this year. We have a youth game, which is like all 8th grade, Maryland versus Delaware. Same thing with the girls game, Maryland versus Delaware. Out of the top 50, let's just say the top 50 in the state of Delaware, top 50 in the state of Maryland, and just in the Bayside, in that area, the Bayside North and South. Out of the top 50 players, we're probably going to have between 25 and 30 of the top, and that's all from, Delaware's first team all conference, second team all conference, players that have been selected, even some honorable mention teams. I guess what makes this event a lot different is we are including 9th grade through 12th graders. So, we have a plethora of various talent, new talent, young talent, and as well as some veterans as in the seniors. Oh man, it's going to be exciting, man. I can't even emphasize it enough. I mean, like I said, you just think of in our conference, the Henlopen North and South, we have 8 teams in each Henlopen North and Henlopen South, and at these kids' own free will, they've opted to play with us, to participate, and it's awesome, because we have the top player from just about every school. And if any kid did get missed or did get looked over, our apologies. We're still developing the program. And listen, this is why we don't just include just seniors. So if you're an underclassman, look for this next year. Sometimes our local colleges don't particularly recruit in their local areas. They have, certain recruiting pools that they use and certain areas that they like to work with. And, this just gives our locals in your area, the Bayside and the Henlopen area here, an opportunity for our youth and young adults to get a second look, a third look by some community colleges, JUCO, D3 or D2. What we started is creating opportunities to have our kids be able to sit down in front of media sources to know how to talk, know what to say, when to say it, how to say it, how to maintain, the positive posture, create the positive energy and, the do's and don'ts of what to do and don't do on camera. Also too, what to post on social media, what not to post on social media, how to carry yourself. Your mannerism is important, especially when we're creating opportunities for our youth and young adults to be in front of college coaches.
This is such a great event. So many good things that was talked about in that interview, like the mentorship program, helping these young athletes get eyes on them from colleges, how to communicate through social media, just absolutely fantastic, along with the basketball.
Right, but you mentioned in terms of the mentorship and communicating through social media, those are type of things that are off the court issues that some people bring on the court, which can ruin some of people's potential future. So it's really good that they're even talking about that.
Yeah, exactly. This should be a lot of fun. The event takes place Saturday, April 2nd. There will be a total of 5 games. Like we said, so much star power is on the floor all day long, and every single player that was in that video will be there at the event.
And I'm just really excited just because of just seeing Maryland versus Delaware.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, I've always been seeing just like the Delaware kids and the Maryland kids, but I haven't been able to see them actually go head to head because we're all within, 30 minutes to an hour of each other. So I just want to see who's really the best kids from, which state has the best basketball players.
Well, you know what? That's interesting that you mentioned that because we lost down the Governor's Challenge, obviously, this year. The Governor's Challenge is where we get to see a lot of great Delaware-Maryland matchups.
Right.
Didn't get to see that this year. And in this tournament, tournament, we will be able to see a lot of the best players from Delaware take on a lot of the best from Maryland, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
And another good part about it is that it's affordable. Just $5 for anyone in high school or younger, and just $15 for adults. So I don't see how people pass this.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be so much fun. Grab your tickets now because who knows, it might sell out.
It might sell out. And while we're at it, more basketball. Let's wrap up the end of the Bayside Hoop season.
Yeah, that's right. This season was so much fun. Great storylines all around. Let's take you out to the boys All-Star game now from Cambridge. The North versus the South. 35th annual Bayside All-Star game. Parkside's Terez Worthy coming up with it, cashing in. How about jumping ahead now? Scramble for the loose ball here. There's Rowan Maltby from Queen Anne's with the nice finish there. Easton's Sharif Curry coming off a fantastic senior campaign with the putback right there. How about Jace Freeman, though? We have liftoff, folks. Two-handed slam. It wouldn't be complete with All-Star game without Jace Freeman.
That is right. And the North were up 3 midway through the second quarter, but from that point on, the South took over, taking a 3-point lead at half. And they never looked back, and after the game, we spoke with some of the stars of the show, including Y-High's senior duo BJ Cook and Jace Freeman, and the leading scorer of the night, Chris Field's Xavier Chestnut.
All right, let's move on now. Congratulations to the South on their victory, by the way. Let's talk about the first team out there. Y-High with 2 players in the first team. That's BJ Cook and Jace Freeman, with Cook taking home Player of the Year. Snow Hill's Jaden Hudson, Bennett's Jerron Smith, and Parkside's Bryant Waters round out the first team. And then Bennett's Bubby Brown takes home Bayside South Coach of the Year.
And congrats to all of them. And to the Bayside North, Aaron Robinson from Kent Island is your Division Player of the Year. KJ Smothers was the leader of the North Division champs Queen Anne's, and he makes the cut. Easton's Kevin O'Connor, Colonel's Cam Lake, and Kent County's Jay Reed round out the list. And Queen Anne's head coach Jeff Hollis takes the Coach of the Year honors for the North. Now let's turn to the girls' game.
Yeah, one star shine brighter than the rest in this one. Back out to Cambridge we go. North versus South. It's North Carolina's Sydney Baker with the rocket pass to Easton's Rachel Lapp. Now Washington's Tristan Williams with the range on the jumper there. North was up early. They take a 27-23 halftime lead.
But things turned around in the second half for the South, and that's because of this girl right here, Parkside star Amanda Ballard.
She's the best.
She almost single-handedly flipped the script. She led the South using a 16-4 third quarter domination, spearheading a comeback and securing a victory. She had 35 points, taking the game over, just imposing her presence in the entire game. She was amazing.
Yeah, she absolutely was. 35 points in this one. Absolutely domination from Amanda Ballard in her final game. And we're going to really miss seeing her because she was a great player with Parkside. 1,000-point scorer, obviously.
And just how great she was. Again, she is Player of the Year. And what better now time to introduce the first team South players from the season, as I mentioned. Amanda Ballard was Player of the Year. She was co-Player of the Year with Nadia Bullock from Decatur. And they both were first team. Y-High Sinai Kemper, Decatur's Maya Gardner, and Washington Tajane Williams round out the first team, with the Coach of the Year honors going to Decatur's Scott Kurtz, who led the Seahawks to an unbeaten mark, 19-0 during the regular season.
Now over to the north side, the first team, including Queen Anne's Kendall Moxie, Leasia Todd from Cambridge South Dorchester, Ty Moody from Easton, and Lily Dawsis and Allison Corbin from Kent Island. The Player of the Year goes to Kendall Moxie. No surprise there. She was absolutely dominant all season long. And the Coach of the Year goes to Dave Plummer from Kent Island. And one more thing, log on to 47abc.com on the sports tab, and you can see everyone that made the first, second, third team, and honorable mention from the Bayside North and South on both the boys and the girls sides.
And now coming up, stay with us because meteorologist Ulysses Garcia has a look at your weekend forecast.
Hey, this is Kevin O'Connor with Easton Basketball and Football, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.